Hi, I'm Sean Clark, and today I spent the day with the Grimm Life Collective looking at all things Tron. Not Malfunktron, but, you know, Tron. I'm Malfunction. You might know that stupid name on YouTube. But anyway, we had a great time today. Had a very overcast, beautiful day down in Los Angeles looking at the locations from Tron. Came to my humble abode, saw some of my Tron collection, but now Michael would like to see some of the other items, some of the horror, as he would say. That this is how he says things. I really think he has like arthritis, and I think that's why he does that. So, but you know, we're not going to shame him because his hands are clawed. You know. Anyway, I hope you join us. I hope you join us. I hope you will join us. Shall you? I had to do that. That's for Adam.
Now here's what's fun about this. Walking through Sean's house, checking out his collection, there are a whole bunch of things that I want, that I'm sure you are going to want. But we decided that we're going to pick 5 things each to talk about. 5 things that he can't believe he has in his collection. It's hard. And then walking through, he doesn't know what I picked. I picked 5 items that I wish I had in my collection, and he has to tell me about it. A little story, if you will. So let's get this party started.
Come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.
All right, Sean, we're going to start off with you.
Yes.
5 things.
Well, I think we should go 1 and 1.
1 and 1? Okay,
I pick 1, then you do 1.
All right.
Let's try to make this easy. How many of your items are in there and how many are up there?
Ooh, let's see. 1, 2. 2 items downstairs and the rest are upstairs.
Okay, well, let's start downstairs then.
All right, let's go. This is like a freaking scavenger hunt.
Yes. All right, so 5 items. I am going to start with number 1, my Funhouse pieces.
All right.
Because the Funhouse, let's make this, let's open this up so you don't get the glare. Let's actually let them breathe a little.
Oh my God. All right, so first off, Funhouse, Tobe Hooper.
Tobe Hooper.
One of the very first Tobe Hooper movies I've ever seen, and it scared the hell out of me.
Awesome.
So continue.
So I worked with Wayne Doba for conventions. He really actually only did 1. He didn't really love it, so he never did another one. Didn't say he would never do another one, but just hasn't done another one. He did one and done. But he had told me for quite some time that he had the masks, the hands, and the teeth from the Funhouse in a box in his closet. And I begged him to get them out of this box, you know, because they were probably rotting away. And here they are. You know, I pretty much begged him for several years. So let me give you the story on these. Okay, what's going on here with this display? So this is the original foam latex mask that he wore, the creature mask, with the eyes. The eyes actually lit up. You don't notice it too much on screen, but the eyes are actually, they are lit up. If you look here, I'm going to take these out. If you look, you can see there's wires here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Those are the wiring for the eyes. And what we did for this display, because the way this was worn, I don't know if you know this, the bottom lip that you see on the creature was his real lip.
Okay.
It was an appliance. It went around his bottom lip, and then he's wearing the top teeth, which these are the real teeth. We molded them to make an extra pair for the display. These are the real ones. They were glued to up here, which gave the appearance, when he opened his mouth, made it look like it could get really wide. And then he wore these on his bottom, on his teeth. So these are the real teeth here. We molded them, did a display, had someone sculpt a bottom lip, so it looked more, you know, finished. The only thing it's missing is the hair. The hair they had, I think they had about 4 of these masks in total that they used in production. The hair was a wig that they took off. It was a very expensive mesh wig that they removed and put on each new head as it got wear and tear.
Okay.
So, and this was sculpted by Rick Baker. All the appliances and all the finishing work was done by Craig Reardon. But what's cool about this, you know, because Rick Baker is the man. If you look here, it has his stamp, Rick Baker, 1980.
Oh, man.
How cool is that?
Okay, let's get in the show.
Let me get it under the light. There we
Yeah,
go.
that's a lot easier. Wow. I mean, I love that it's a zipper on the back.
Yeah, it's a zipper. Yeah,
That's beautiful.
yeah. And then everybody remembers, you know, the other thing that's so crazy about this is how small it actually is.
Right? I was going to say, it's a very small head.
He was a small guy. He's about this tall.
Okay.
And he has small head. And obviously foam over time, it does tend to shrink. And it's also, it, you know, expands when you put it on, you know. But this was the mask. This was the little case the teeth came in, so I kept it. But this is very fragile. This was the Frankenstein mask.
Oh, I'm so nervous for you taking that thing
I know, you see how crispy the bottom is?
Yeah.
Now, what happened here is there was a company called Savage Eye. This was actually a mask Savage Eye used to sell.
Okay.
But they took and they modified it. They added this scarring here with the stitching. They did a few modifications to it. So they customized it. But for the most part, it was a Savage Eye mask, and they added this lacing in the back so it had to get over that head.
Yeah.
But back then, this was a very flexible, thin rubber mask. Now it's like, it's a crispy critter, you know, because it's, as you can see, I'm afraid to even touch that because it could just crack right off.
Be gentle.
Yep. Now these are a little more, they're still they're a little hard in the fingertips and stuff, but these are the creature hands.
Yeah, get them in there in that light.
Trying to get them in the light, yeah.
Jeez, man. So,
And there was only one set of hands. One set of teeth, one set of hands, one Frankenstein mask, multiple foam heads of the creature head. And then last but not least, this has been crudely repaired, but this was Miles Chapin's glasses.
Yep.
You know, he's the one who gets the axe in the head. Mm-hmm. And the one who says, "Let's stay in the fun house." And then I had Wayne make this for me. He gave me these 2 Polaroids he had as well. These are original continuity Polaroids from set. And, you know, he said that I, Wayne Doba, attest that all these items, a creature mask, Frankenstein mask, 2 creature gloves, and teeth, were the actual items worn, I think it's supposed to say by me. It says my me. In the 1980 horror film Funhouse, The Creature, Wayne Doba.
Jeez, July 8th, 2015. Whatever authenticity.
Yep. Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Now, Jessica and I just got back from a month-long road trip through the East Coast up towards Maine. In fact, we went all the way up to Bangor, Maine. Stephen King
I know where you're going with this.
And we did the filming locations to Pet Sematary. Yeah. And driving through Maine and hiking through the mountains to see the locations for this movie is my all-time favorite video that we've done. Now, you have something here from Pet Sematary.
I do.
And I wish we had it in our house. You got to tell me about it.
All right, so this is Mr. Fred Gwynn, a.k.a. Herman Munster's head from Pet Sematary. Well, sometimes that's better. Yeah.
This movie
You want to go down there?
This movie scared the crap out of so many people.
Yeah.
And haunted people, from Zelda to the death of Gage to whenever Fred Gwynn, his character, got his freaking Achilles heel slit by Gage.
Yeah.
I feel it to this day.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
So this is where Gage slits his mouth open.
Yeah.
And what this is here, this handle is supposed to, it opens it. I don't really want to, as you can see a little bit, I'll just do a little, see that?
Oh yeah, I'm crying just knowing you're touching it.
Yeah, but what in the movie, they'd obviously crank it so it could really split open. And there's all these see the tubing here for the blood to come out and everything.
Oh God, let me get in closer to that.
But if you're wondering why it's missing the top of his head, obviously it was, if you remember in the film, you pretty much only see it from the nose down when it happens.
Yes.
So it's a partial replica of his head, a little bit of hair. And yeah.
So how did you get this thing?
Oh, I do that when I'm alone.
This is the room where you sit naked and look at the Tron mask.
Notice the Tron helmet was right next to this, so things get crazy in here. Things get nuts, literally. So this was just an auction house. In fact, I think it wasn't even an auction. I think it was just on an auction site for a set price, and I bought it. It was, in the grand scheme of things, pretty reasonable, and one of the earlier pieces I got. So probably now it's easily doubled and maybe tripled in value from when I bought it. So yeah, happy with this one.
Oh man, that's like top tier for me.
We've seen enough of that one.
All right, Sean, that's about it for me in this room. There's one more thing downstairs. It's in the other room, though. But do you have anything else in this room that you want to show that you can't believe you own?
That I can't believe I own? Yes.
All right.
Yes. I am going to go with, because I am a massive Kiss fan. Early era, like original makeup era. I may still like Kiss, but the original era, I grew up the 73 to 83 makeup era. This is a stage-worn Ace Frehley Love Gun Tour vest right here. Let me move this so you can get a good look. This right here, worn on the Love Gun Tour, 77, 78. My all-time favorite costume of any member of Kiss was Ace Frehley's Love Gun costume. I desperately want the rest of the costume, the boots especially. Had the chance to get them recently, but the guy wanted way too much for them. And I was like, you know what? I got the vest. I'm pretty happy with the vest. Plus, if I get the boots, then I got to get a mannequin, and then it's a whole thing. But
collecting problems.
Collecting real world problems here.
There you go.
Where you gonna put it, right? Am I right, people? But yeah, no, this is I can't believe I own that piece for sure.
Have you ever tried it on?
I did. I actually have a photo. Ace was a very slender man. I was basically holding it, like trying to, because the back wouldn't even come close to connecting. But I did try it on, yeah. I felt, I felt otherworldly, like a spaceman.
So you gave two.
Okay.
This is my second one. Right
Yes.
now we're standing in Sean's office.
Bit of a mess. I apologize.
You call this as a mess? This is like organized mess.
Organized chaos.
Good. I'm an autograph collector.
Okay.
Just like you are. This man has a lot more autographs than I do, but you have an autograph you have two autographs in your house that are people that are on my top people to meet one day and have them sign stuff.
Okay.
And one of them is right behind me. You have a signed record of Oingo Boingo.
Ah.
I love Oingo Boingo, and meeting Danny Elfman is like a dream of mine. Now, a lot of you guys probably already know that I'm a huge Oingo Boingo fan. Mystic Nights at Oingo Boingo, I actually got to sit with Richard Elfman about 2 years ago and interview him. Danny Elfman is like, he's up there for me.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, holy heckins.
I've only met Danny once. It was actually a signing at Tower Records on Sunset for their farewell show. It was the CD and the VHS. Oddly enough, the VHS is right behind you. This is all DVD and Blu-ray with the exception of this, which is signed by the entire band.
I saw that too. It was almost like a moth to a light when I walked in here.
So there's that, and obviously I can't get rid of it. It's VHS, but come on, it's signed by the whole band. So that was the first time I met him, and I did bring a couple Nightmare Before Christmas items that he signed as well. Poster, a couple pictures. And then my buddy, Lance, actually works with him for private signings. So he was able to get a few things signed for me. That record being one, and a couple others. I think I got Danny's solo album Solo signed as well.
Yeah.
Not as, he kind of signed it in a bad spot, to be honest. But it's still cool to have it.
It's still really cool.
Yeah, so I got this, and then I had to get Only a Lad. And I don't know, I'm guessing you didn't notice this other thing that's staring you right in the face.
Oh, no, I did not.
Mystic Knights of the Oingo Boingo original 7-inch.
Oh, no, I did not see that, because whenever I first walked in here, I swear all I saw was that record. That was the first thing I saw, and then I turned to look at you, and I saw the VHS tape of the Farewell.
Look at that.
That is freaking beautiful.
This is a rarity right here. In pristine condition. And prominently displayed. These are like my
Creme de la creme.
my Grail 7-inches. This one, might as well just show them off.
Yeah, show it.
Faith No Man, before they changed their name to Faith No More.
No More.
The Descendants' first 7-inch, before Milo was even in the band.
Yeah.
And of course, the original Ghost release, the original Ghost 7-inch for the Zabeth. I started, I mean, if you can go back to me being a kid. I was one of those kids that I collected. I didn't get into the collecting mindset of, you know, keeping everything pristine and perfect. But I was, when other kids were taking their allowance and going getting drunk with their friends and screwing around, I was buying records and toys, and I had things I wanted, and I kept them. And when I really got into that collector mindset, though, of like trying to get everything perfect and this and that, was probably, I started doing that probably around 87.
Okay.
I was like 17. I mean, I got pictures. You see my bedroom when I was like 17 years old. I already made my own display cases. I made myself, you know, went and had glass cut and actually did the woodwork and made cases. So I was into it. You know, people look at this and go, "Ah, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah." And it's like, no, this just didn't happen.
Right.
You know, I didn't just make a lot of money and suddenly go nuts. This has been a lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
You can tell.
here's an autograph that's a rare one.
Oh, my gosh.
Mr. Pleasance. Had to just show it off because this is the only one I have of his. And I gotta thank my buddy for hooking me up with that. That was a nice gift. So I kind of have to go with this one because this is sort of like the first like insane piece I got. And I got this back in about 2000. So I've had it for getting close to 22 years, is the Poltergeist Clown.
The Poltergeist Clown.
Yeah.
Like, you seriously had to go with the Poltergeist Clown.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, it really doesn't get much more epic than that. I mean, that thing is. It's just, you know, it haunted me as a child.
So this thing is screen used.
Yes.
How on earth did you get this piece of cinematic nightmare?
Well, they made 4 of them for the film.
Okay.
So one of them had the evil head, which is right here. Nobody knows where that one ended up. No,
Okay.
It's never been found. This transition head surfaced recently in an auction, but it wasn't used on screen.
Okay.
So there was 3 smiley versions, and this version was in the collection of Annette Little, as you can see on the envelope there.
All right.
She was the woman who made them for the film. This is a letter from Frank Marshall on Poltergeist letterhead, Poltergeist envelope, them thanking her for making them for the film. Her son, who I bought this from, threw that in the deal. So I've got the full display going. So I got this from the woman's son who made them, the woman who made them from the film, her son is who I got this from. And she's no longer with us, obviously. She's been gone a long time. But I got real lucky. I got real lucky on this. I hate to say it, if you're watching this, brother, you listed it completely wrong. It literally was down between me and one dude. and I wanted a little more than him. Funny thing is, I know the guy. I still know him to this day, and he hates me for winning it. But such is life. The second one, because there's two known to exist, the second one was on display at Planet Hollywood in Vegas for about, I want to say 25 years. And then they recently sold it in an auction, and Zach Baggins from Ghost Adventures, he bought it. I think he has it on display at his museum now. So, two guys with phenomenal hair, both own the same clown. I had this haircut before you did. Anyway, and there it is. One thing people often ask me about with this clown is, why is the hat, the vest, the cufflinks pink? Because in the movie they're like royal blue. They faded. And why they faded from royal blue to pink, I have no idea, but the one Zach bought that was on display at Planet Hollywood is exactly the same. It's faded to that weird pink. So, don't know why, but for some reason, whatever material they used, it faded really badly.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Now, as soon as we walked into the house, I turned to the right and I saw this giant painting at the top of the stairs. And I looked at it and I thought, wow, that kind of does look like Clive Barker's artwork. Clive Barker, Hellraiser, Books of Blood, the creator of Pinhead, Cenobites, you name it.
Hyperkind.
Nightmares galore.
Hokum and Hex.
And then I thought, no, there's no way, especially that big. But it turns out it's a real Clive Barker painting.
It is. It is.
So tell us about this, Sean.
So, in 2004, I went to Clive Barker's house.
Wait, what? No, you didn't.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I'm walking upstairs and you're giving me weak knees, my friend.
I'm sorry. In 2004, I went to Clive Barker's house to interview him for the Halloween 25 Years of Terror documentary that I was involved with doing for Anchor Bay. And he had two houses in Beverly Hills. I don't know if he still does, but he had one that was his home, and next door, the house next door was his art studio, which was just insane. And we interviewed him in the art studio. And this was one of many pieces he had, and I gravitated to this particular piece. I saw it on the wall. I loved it so much, I took a photo of it, and I was obsessed with it. I love that piece. Fast forward, 15 years later. I don't know if it's been, so it's 2004. This is probably about 2017, 2018. I'm at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm walking through San Diego Comic-Con, and I come across this giant Clive Barker display. And there it is. And I looked at it and I'm like, that's that painting. The skull tree. I knew it because they had done prints of it. They'd done t-shirts of it. It's a famous piece of his. And I freaked out. And I went up to the person running the booth. I said, is that for sale? And they said, yeah. How much? They told me. I, was after hyperventilating. I then said, I think I will buy that. And boom. They delivered it because I wasn't walking down the aisles of San Diego Comic-Con with this.
God, no.
No. So anyhow, I can't believe I own it. But I told Clive, I've seen Clive a few times since I told him I bought it, and he was stoked I got it. So anyway, I've known Clive since about 1990. We became friends, and I don't represent him, but I used to be such a fan. I went to like all of his signings, and he eventually knew me by name. Eventually, kind of became sort of pen pals pre-internet, and he invited me to be in Lord of Illusions as an extra. He's just such a sweet guy,
All right, so you got three. This will be your fourth one. Do you have one in mind?
I have my last two in mind. I'm just afraid one of them is going to be yours.
I'll tell you if it is.
Okay. Well, are we going?
Go for it.
Okay. The Resonator.
This is not one of mine.
Okay.
But go for it.
So, this rather large piece of propism is, this, I love From Beyond, the Jeffrey Combs, Barbara Cramden, Ken Foray, Tour de Force, Stuart Gordon, classic, H.P. Lovecraft, classic, if you will. I went to the Skotek Brothers studio. If you don't know who they are, they specialized in miniatures, and they did all the miniatures for Escape from New York. I was at their studio interviewing them for the Escape from New York Blu-ray. I did all the extras for Scream Factory on that one. And I'm looking around this rather large studio, and I'm looking on a shelf, and I see this maquette, like this big, of the Resonator from Beyond, and I go, is that the Resonator from Beyond? And Dennis Skotek goes, yeah, the real one's over there. And I'm just like, I turn around and I see this, and I lose my mind. And I'm like, oh my God. You know, and he goes, oh, it works too. And he turns it on, it lights up. And I was just like, you made the Resonator? And he said, no, a friend of his made the Resonator, and he loved it so much, not a fan of the movie. I think he said he'd never even seen the movie. He just thought it was a cool piece of sci-fi art that he wanted it. And he bought the maquette and the full-size Resonator from him. So I said to him that day, if you ever are willing to part with it, please call me. Here's my number. Gave it to him. And he said, oh, no, I'm not gonna, no, I want to keep this. About 6 months later, he called me, needed some money, and here we are. There was only one ever made. And Stuart Gordon, when he found out I had this, he was like, I would have bet my life that thing ended up in a dumpster in Italy, because they shot it in Italy. And, or was it Italy or Romania? Whatever country they shot it in, it might have been Romania. I think he said he was sure they threw it out. He goes, I can't believe somebody brought it back to the States, because of how big it is. But here it is.
Hi.
And he actually wanted to get it from me. Stuart wanted it, and I wouldn't sell it to him.
I feel like I'm going to be like one of those tourists in town. It's like, all right, stand next to it. I'm going to get your picture. I want to show the size of this thing.
You want a picture?
I'm going to back up. Look at that. See how massive it is? How tall are you, Sean?
5'11".
5'11"?
Yeah.
So it's got moving parts, too.
Yeah. You can turn it on, and then your penile glands start, I'm getting a boner. That's what happens, right?
Wait, why isn't this downstairs near your Tron hat?
Well, I turn this on, then I run downstairs.
Okay,
that's the whole.
That's how it
that's
works.
my whole
Okay.
thing, dude.
Yeah,
I got a whole thing.
It's a ritual.
It's a ritual, yeah.
It's a ritual.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. Jeffrey Combs was actually going to come over, and we were going to do a whole episode together on it, and it ended up not happening. It was for that Collection Complete series, and it just ended up not happening. Actually, the day he was supposed to come, I believe his daughter got really sick or something. Something happened to where he couldn't make it, because he's a close friend and also a client. But he's often talked about coming by and just reuniting with it. But it's a pretty solid piece.
You need to get him over here and have him sign this right here.
You know, I'm not a big fan of getting props signed.
Okay. Then don't get it.
I mean, if I did,
sign something and
Actually,
just
that
put it
needs
here
to be cleaned.
like a picture frame.
Look at that. That's dirty. If I did, I would probably have him sign the.
Oh, jeez.
I would probably have him sign the bottom of it. I don't like. Oh, you just started a game. You're in for it now.
Now, Sean, we have a bit of a dilemma.
Uh-oh.
You see, Jessica, the other part of Grimm Life Collective, is not here with me today.
It's terrible.
One of her all-time favorite movies
Her loss.
is Legend.
Oh, Legend of the Falls with Brad Pitt.
Yes, Legend of the Falls with Brad
I
Pitt.
tell she was a pitster.
You know, I actually saw that in the movie theater when it first came out.
I did too. It's okay.
No.
I like Brad Pitt.
She loves Legend with Tim Curry.
Oh, yeah, that one's a good
and
one
if
too.
she was here and she saw this, especially how massive it is, she would be hugging it the entire time that we were here. And before you start talking about it, I do have to show this. Right down here, right below the collarbone,
Yeah.
is Tim Curry's signature. He
Yes.
actually signed Darkness.
He did. And people are probably like, how did you get that signed by Tim Curry? You just carrying this around. So quick story is my buddy Lance, same one I spoke about earlier that works with Annie Elfman, also works with Tim Curry. And when he was doing his first private signing with him, he just happened to mention it to me. We were having a conversation about something. He goes, oh, I got to go to Tim Curry's tomorrow to this sign. I'm like, Tim Curry? Lost my mind, right? And he's like, you know what? If you want to meet him, you want to go help. He goes, I really could use a hand. And I said, dude, hang out at Tim Curry's house for the day? Count me in. So I went over there and spent almost a full day at Tim Curry's house, helping him get all these items signed. And knowing I was going to Tim Curry's house and may never get this opportunity again, I brought this with me and had him sign it. Got a picture of him sign it and everything. And he said this is the one and only he's ever signed, because who is going to bring this massive thing? He doesn't sign at conventions. If he does appear at a convention, he only does photo ops. He only pre-signs. But yeah, I think this might be the only one in existence he's autographed. Now, this was sold by Sideshow Toys. It's one of their earlier pieces, one of their rare pieces too. In fact, I just did a tour of Sideshow Studios a couple weeks ago and mentioned I had this piece, and they were like, dude, that's one of the rarest pieces and most sought after that we ever did. So a guy named Miles Tevis sculpted this for Sideshow, and it is a beautiful piece of Rob Bottin creation.
All right, so that was my fourth.
That was your fourth.
You have one more.
I have one more.
Yep.
Have you seen the movie Perfect with Jamie Lee Curtis and John Travolta?
Yes.
Yeah, the aerobics one.
Yeah.
This was her foam roller.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, no. all right. Okay, so had you for a second there.
I was going to make you do the dance.
The thrust one?
Right?
My screen used James Remar as Ajax, screen used vest, belt, and belt buckle.
Look at that. From the Warriors.
From the Warriors. His one and only. He only had one vest. He said there was no other. This is the only one in existence that he wore in the film.
Oh, look at the patch.
Yep.
Oh, that's bad booty, my friend.
And if you look at the movie, you can screen match all of this wear. It's all on there, and you know. Fortunately, James and I have actually become really close. I mean, we've become really close friends, and he was kind enough to entrust me with this piece. And
So that's from his personal collection.
Yeah, in fact, this belt and belt buckle he owned prior to the film. Like, his mother gave him this belt buckle.
Oh, wow.
So there's a sentimental value to that. Yeah. So this is my last I can't friggin' believe I own it piece. The Warriors vest.
I love it. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. My last one,
Okay.
is, especially for those who are horror fans who are watching this,
Okay.
are probably going to go, wait a second, that's your last one? In this room, Sean, one of my all-time favorite movie directors and storytellers, you have their autograph.
Oh, David Lynch?
David Lynch.
Oh, has a story on that one too.
Prior to moving to Hollywood, I've always had this dream about running into David Lynch in the store or something like that, or a signing, or God, for him sitting on the sidewalk with a cow.
Yeah.
Right? He's done it. I've even done a video standing out front of his house, showing his house as well as some Lost Highway filming locations. I was hoping that he was going to come out and to say hello. So you have something that I've been wanting my entire life, and that's David Lynch's autograph.
And that is the one and only autograph I have of his. So I brought this with me to get signed by him when I was doing a press junket for Inland Empire back when I was a journalist. It was a pretty amazing experience. Basically what happened is they did a press junket for Inland Empire, and they did it at Marie Callender's on Wilshire Boulevard in downtown LA. Or not downtown LA, or it's like what area is
Wilshire?
it? It's on Wilshire Boulevard. over kind of by the Wiltern Theater. There used to be a Marie Callender's over there somewhere. It's closed down now. I've looked into it. They shut that location down. But anyway, if you don't know Marie Callender's, I'm a big Marie Callender's guy. They're famous for their pie. And as you know, David Lynch is a big pie guy.
Heckins, yeah.
So it was a 2-level Marie Callender's, and they had rented this whole top level of Marie Callender's, and they had this giant dining table. All the journalists sat around it. There was probably, I would say, 15 journalists in total, and David Lynch and Laura Dern.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And I sat right next to David Lynch, and they brought out all these pies. Now, something a lot of people don't know about me, I'm not a big cake guy. In fact, since I was a little kid, what I want for my birthday every year, and this is up till even most recent birthday, a chocolate meringue pie from Marie Callender's is what I want every birthday. And so they brought out like 20 pies, and I'm looking around and I realized they didn't bring out a chocolate pie, which is my go-to at Marie Callender's. David Lynch sees my expression and says to me, "What's wrong?" And I said, my favorite pie is chocolate meringue. And I said, I don't see any chocolate meringue. And he goes, "Get this man a chocolate meringue pie." And they brought me one out, basically just for me. And I just remember that was awesome. He got me my pie. And I said to him, "Well, David, what kind of pies do you like?" And he said, "Well, I like apple pie and strawberry pie and boysenberry pie and pumpkin pie." And he named off about 20 pies. He just kept going. He goes, "But I'm not crazy about rhubarb." And that's my David Lynch story.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's a shame Jessica didn't make it, but maybe next time. And for the next 10 items, I don't know, whatever. But anyway, happy Halloween.
Thank you for joining us for another Grimm adventure, this time with Sean Clark from Horror's Hallowed Grounds. Malfunction.
Yeah, on YouTube, Malfunction. MALFUNCSEAN. Stupid name, but it's what I had.
Wherever I come, bad luck just comes my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.